Hey, this is Tom, and I want to go over one of my favorite local hikes. It's in Palisades Interstate Park in Fort Lee, New Jersey. At least that's where it starts. It starts at Rostock Picnic Area. I'll drive my car there and I'll park it, and then I'll just go along Shore Trail up till Carpenter's Trail. Take Carpenter's Trail up the cliffs. It's a set of stairs that goes 320 feet up the cliffs from the river. Then I'll go on Long Path. Long Path is a really neat trail. It goes along the cliffs, but it will go all the way up to Albany from what I understand. Allison Park, I'll do a little loop there. Then continue on Long Path till I get to Dykeman Hill Road. This time I went down the road. Over here at this area, you could take the trail down, which is nice. It's another set of stairs, but by this point it was really dark, so I didn't want to take the trails. And it was hard enough getting down the road. Got down the road, and there was some light from the city, and went down Shore Trail, which is a nice gravel trail. It's really flat that goes along Hudson River. And somewhere around here, this freaked me out. I thought I heard a voice over my head say something, and when I got home I checked the video and I didn't hear it, so I was like, alright, I imagined it. And I'm not sure what it was, but when I was editing this video, I actually heard it, and I play it back a few times, even in slow motion, so you can decide what it was. A bunch of animals in the side. At least I hope they were animals. And then somewhere around here, I ran into a deer that was freaked out. They didn't understand the light from my phone. I didn't bring a flashlight, and it was just didn't plan for this at all. I didn't plan on hiking or in the dark, and I'm not going to do this again. By the time I got back to Rostock, there was a police officer in his cruiser right by my car with his spotlight on it. They close the park at night, so they lock it up and everything too. So he didn't give me a hard time about it, and I got off back on the road and headed home. And total length is about 4.25 miles, somewhere around there, depending how big of a loop I do in Allison Park. And it takes me maybe an hour, 10 hour, 15 minutes, depending how much of it I run. I'll do some running up on Long Path, and then usually the whole length from the boat basin back to Rostock, depending how I'm feeling. But today was really, really muddy up on Long Path and even on Shore Trail. And I had a hard time seeing because it was dark. So it took me a while. And when it's not as wet, Long Path is a really nice spot to run on. Hope you enjoyed the video. So now I'm coming up to the park. The park entrance is on the left. After this guy, I could turn into the park over here. Edgewater Colony on the right. It's a little co-op community. It's like the co-op building, except you own a share in the area, and you get a little plot of land with it. These guys got some stuff going on around their house. That's weird. It's a nice road, Henry Hudson Drive. Gotta be careful on here. Go slow, watch out for people walking, lots of bikers, cyclists I mean. Bikers too sometimes, especially when it's warmer. Getting a late start, so the sun's already low in the sky. Wow, it's almost, yeah, I'm not gonna get out of here until after dark. Pass right underneath the bridge. Get a view from the sunroof. Okay, now we're getting to the circle. Be careful in the circle because there's going to be lots of traffic. People in the circle, remember, have the right of way. Exit out of the circle, which goes down this ramp towards the Rostock picnic area, which you can see over there on the right. you're gonna go slow because it's kind of narrow and there's cars gonna be coming up and you might need to make room for cyclists and pedestrians. And once you get down to the end, the thing is 10 miles per hour. The speed limit is 10 miles per hour. Alright, and there's a couple different areas to park. I used to park over here, but now it keeps getting flooded, so I tend to park where there's no flooding. So, there's usually a $5 fee during the season, but now in the winter there's no parking fee. Before I even head out, I don't like the cold, so I have a pair of Under Armour fleece bottoms. I have a compression shirt, a long sleeve moisture wicking compression shirt as my base layer on top. I have another moisture wicking shirt on top because it's not that cold. In my outer layer, I have this Milwaukee heated jacket. It was my favorite hiking jacket so far. Very comfortable. I could run in it easily. It's not too stiff, but it's stiff enough that the battery pack doesn't bounce around when I run. And I press these buttons, just press and hold, and it comes out red. And that heats like the belly area, the lower portion, and the back. And there's this other button, heats like the shoulder areas. I can press it. Red is the hottest, then white is the medium, and then there's blue. And when I start, I'll start up on red until I start building up some heat, and I won't need the heat from the jacket. Okay, I'm just starting off on my hike, heading towards Shore Trail. Just follow the sign for Carpenter's Grove. Head towards the bridge. It's really flooded here. I don't know what's been going on. It's a weekend, so there's a few more people. And then, like about halfway between here and the bridge, there's going to be a set of stairs that go up to the cliffs. They go all the way up at the cliffs. That's about 300 feet. Alright, this is Shore Trail, heading towards the bridge, towards Carpenter's Trail. Some nice views over here. Some good pictures of the bridge in this area. Can't really see it on this camera unless I zoom in, and if I zoom in it's just going to be too small, but there's that little red lighthouse. There's a book about it, does some history behind it. Across the river, Washington Heights, and then heads down to Manhattan. And now getting close to the stairs, you can start seeing them on the right past that tree. Doesn't look like a lot from here, but when you see it from the other side, it's quite a big climb. So Carpenter's Trail, and it goes to Long Path. It's 320 feet. Oh, they updated the sign. That's nice. And then 1.4 miles to the picnic area, which is where I'm going. The blue markers for Carpenter's Trail. This trail was, I guess, the Carpenter's brothers used to own the quarry, and they were quarrying the rock on the cliffs before some people intervened and I think bought the land, or some government effort as well. So they used to use these stairs as part of the quarry operations. This was over 100 years ago, I think, at least 50 years. And now it's maintained by the park and the New York, New Jersey Trail Conference, from what I know. Stairs have been here a long time. They've seen better days, but they're in good enough shape to climb up safely. There have been some collapses. I remember there was one a few years ago. It's a really great workout, and the views are beautiful, even on a day like today. First time I came up here was really cool. It was in the summer. And there were vines growing on all the walls. Beautiful. See the top of the cliffs up there. Still got a ways to go. And this tunnel goes underneath the road that we drove on to get here. Well, this is a circle. And if you decide that stairs might be too much, you can walk towards Englewood Cliffs on the road if you want, or head back down. There's that road that leads to the picnic area and take shore, which is a little bit nicer. But I try to go, I don't like to come back the same way I went, so I like going up the cliffs and then down Long Path, well, up Long Path, and then we'll get there when we get there. See the picnic area over there. Turn my jacket down. Well, I turned off one part of the heating element, and I turned the other part off to low. I'm actually going to turn it off because I'm getting plenty hot enough going up these stairs. Gets my heart up about as much as jogging does, so I don't need to worry about being too cold. Almost at the top now. This is where I take a lot of good pictures from here. Let's take one right now. Here's some water running. It's really mucky. Still getting runoff from the streets, I guess. It's a little slippery. The last little bit of stairs. It's pretty steep. We're almost to the top. Alright, technically a few more steps, but that's the big part of it. And getting on the long path right now. A lot of water. It's gonna be muddy. Alright, so we could head that way towards the bridge and take there's a trail by the entrance where we came in. That'll bring us back. That's a short route. Or head this way on Long Path towards Englewood Cliffs Boat Basin and, well, towards Englewood Cliffs and get back through Short Trail, which is quite a bit longer. For the most part, it's pretty flat. It's not a lot of big elevation changes from what they are. Pretty gradual. it's really nice. I do a little bit of trail running here after I catch my breath from the stairs, usually, and just so that I don't get too cold if I'm not expending as much or working as hard as I was before. Turn on my jacket for a little bit, have it on low, and you really want to stay on the trail. There's some smaller trails that'll go to the edge of the cliff. There'll be fences. Just stay on the inside of the fence. People have had accidents. You can see the fences over there. You know, the park is generally safe, but no reason to put yourself at extra risk. There are plenty of good opportunities to look at the views. You can see how far we came up. That's raw stock down there where we parked. And we're pretty much walking along the side of the Palisades Interstate Parkway. So there's gonna be a lot of road noise, you know? When the leaves are on the trees, there's enough cover so you don't see the cars as much, but now you do. When the leaves are barren and the trees are barren. And it does detract from the experience, but I mean, look, you know, what do you expect hiking this close to New York City? It's gonna be traffic. So lucky to have this. That I'm not gonna complain, but something you should be aware of. This is a good spot to do some jogging, so I'm gonna turn off my jacket and do a little bit of jogging. Cross over this little structure here, and if you see, there's this little path that goes off towards the cliff. Just take a quick shot here to let you see what's there. This little bit of concrete here, covered in graffiti right now, it was the base of a cannon. Right, this Fort Lee, this was one of the forts during the Revolutionary War. And part of the defenses, there's a cannon mounted on there. And then this is one of the spots you can get up to the edge of the cliffs. Don't go beyond the barriers. Like I said, people have had accidents, sometimes intentionally. I know this is a popular spot for people to jump down in. I think this is, well no, one of the other ones closer to the bridge where a high school student died a couple years ago. But, you know, view's nice enough up here, I think. Alright, back on the long path now. I'll be doing some jogging. It's a little hard because it's very muddy and slippery. So I don't think I'm going to get as much trail running as I would have liked. Spots where you can see the water, the storm water draining out into the river. And this is new. So I was in here a couple days ago. This tree must have fallen. Some more barriers, and I think a lot of the park and these barriers were built, maybe not these, but I know the road was built by the Civilian Conservation Corps, and this area gets really, really muddy, but there's a way to walk around it. People put some logs down. You have something to walk on. This way to cut around it. Another little place you could get a good view, and yeah, let's take a nice look. Now the cargo ship is in a good spot for a better picture. And again, you know, keep your distance, stay safe. See the picnic area down there. And even this little turnaround area, this little like extra area. Whoa! Just sank in a good 3 inches into the mud. Yeah, these running shoes have not been good. They already have like holes at the toes. They're these New Balance, I forget the model number, but a really good price. They had some good reviews on Amazon, and I don't know, I love the Merrel Moabs I had, but I don't think I needed the waterproof ones, so I wound up not getting them because they're really expensive. The Gore-Tex ones I had previously, I just want to try something else out, see if I could save some money, and kind of regretted it. So these are almost done for, so I'm going to go probably back to the Merrells because I like them a lot. Actually, you know, I still have them, and even though they're kind of really, the uppers are really worn, they're still in good shape, and the sole looks like practically brand new. Another little place you could look out, see the gas stations there. All right, I think it's dry enough. I could do some more running. Oh, well, before I do, if you notice, I keep turning my jacket on and off. You know, they tell you to dress in layers. So like I do, I have my base layer, which is long sleeve compression top. I have another shirt on top of that, depending on the weather and if I'm running or not. It might be a t-shirt like I have now, it might be something thicker like a long sleeve cotton shirt, even a fleece. And then I'll have this jacket on top. Then I have what I like to think of as the invisible layers, which is the jacket. So if it's starting to get too cold, I'll turn on the heat, and I can adjust the heat on the jacket, so I don't have to take a layer off if I'm getting too hot and carry it while I'm running. So I like to keep my hands free, and it's really nice. I can adjust it when I need it and when I don't. What I try to do is I try to keep it so that when I'm active, the jacket keeps me warm just on its own without the heat. But when I'm not as active, like when I'm just walking, if I'm walking slower than I normally would, or if I'm going downhill, you know, I'm not expending much energy, I'm not generating as much body heat, my body doesn't need to get rid of it. I could just keep it wherever I need to be comfortable, and it works out really nice. If I need the extra heat, I turn on the shoulders too, and it's very comfortable. I had the, let's see if I can get a better shot of this. I had another heated jacket years ago from Boss. It was really nice. I used it for hiking, but it wasn't so good for running. Then the next one I got was a Milwaukee heated hoodie, which was, oh, I love that. It's awesome. But it's not as good for running because the hoodie is just really soft, and the battery pack just bounces up and down. Let me just give you an idea what the battery pack looks like. Whoa, almost lost it again with the mud. So that's the battery pack. Battery pack is really nice. Uses the M12 battery from Milwaukee, same one used on the power tools. And you can charge it by USB cable, or you can charge it with a M12 charger. And I have both. The M12 charger is a little better, but the USB charger works fine if you don't want to carry the big M12 charger around with you. So I can even charge this in my car if I want to. Keep the cable, the charging cable in my car. Plus I can also connect a USB cable to this. There's a port underneath this little lip here. And I can't really see if I'm filming that properly. And there's a button on top. I press a button and I can charge my phone. It would just come in handy a few times. But it's a nice quilted jacket. It's the Axis quilted jacket. It's thick enough, it keeps me warm enough. I also have the hard shell jacket, and I think for construction workers, people who are actually wearing this out and doing a lot of heavy work, that's probably the better jacket. It's tougher skin. This one, it's really thin. It's was it nylon or polyester or something like that, and it's ripped easier. In fact, I've ripped it. I've been through lots of bush and thorn in this, and I don't know if you could see it with the light getting dimmer. But it's held up to that, to brush and thorns and everything. But I was actually at Home Depot and at the paint section, and I wasn't paying attention, I guess, and I walked into one of their displays while I was turning the corner, and one of those little metal posts that hold carded stock. See, look, I just hit a thorn with my arm now, nothing happened. Anyway, I hit that and it tore a big hole, and I tried to mend it as best as I could, but it didn't come out that well. Probably try to do it a little better later, but for now it's still a great jacket. It's stiff enough, like I said, that big bulky battery pack stays put, and it's not smacking me in the kidney like it would have with the heated jacket. And trying to figure out how to best get around the mud, because this is one of the areas where the water heads down the cliffs. It's starting to get dark, as you can see. Another little stream here, stormwater runoff. Pretty happy with the Samsung S8 camera too. Does good, pretty low light. Alright, so, whoa, yeah, I'm gonna put the phone away just so I can keep both hands available because it's really muddy now. Alright, getting to the part of the trail where it intersects with Allison Park. Over here to the left, we have the LG headquarters being built. Some big issues with that because there's some local regulation that you can't have stuff on the Palisades larger than 5 stories. And they wanted to have a big building. So I guess somehow there's a compromise, and because there's at least 4 stories and then the garage, I guess. So just gonna walk around the paths on Allison Park, named after some guy with the last name Allison. You can see uptown Manhattan. Where's the Cloisters building? I can't see it. It's at night. It's hard. You're not going to see it on the camera, so I don't know what I'm saying. So this is a little paved part of the park. Some nice views here too. Lots of benches to take a rest on. Really nice. In the warmer months. Nice view of the Hudson. See the bridge over there. There's that tanker. Alright, that tanker's walking faster than us. I don't know if I like ads. Well, the tanker doesn't have to worry about mud, so we'll give him a pass this time. And this little rock past this little binoculars thing that has the info. It's a little info, I can't see it right now. Okay, and then this, you can go left to the parking lot and get out of the park easier, or take the long way. And I normally take the long way, but it's starting to get dark, so I'm going to take the short way. But let me take some nice pictures while I'm here. Alright, and some guy owns a house on Allison Park Drive. It's like the only house on there, and at the end of the road is it used to be St. Peter's, part of St. Peter's or St. Joseph's School or something. Now it's something else. I'm not sure what it is. It's a parking lot. There's restrooms. And both of these buildings, I guess one's male, one's female. So once I get out of the parking lot, there's a little road that goes by the school, or what used to be the school, and to the left is a cliff. I'll turn the camera back on there. I need to get a little bit of running in. It's not going to be muddy. Okay, I forgot to mention, when we get out of the park, make a right onto Allison Park Drive. we're gonna keep heading north. Alright, so got to the end of Elson Park Drive. See what it says here. Sister of St. Joseph of Peace, St. Michael's Villa, Shalom Center, Villa Lourdes. Alright, so that's the road, and in this little corner here is where the trail continues, and it's already getting pretty dark. It was bad planning on my part. This is a pretty safe area. Don't have to worry about bears here. It's a pretty cool part to walk when it's nice. The trees kind of arc over the path, and it's really beautiful. You can see, I think this used to be not too long ago. I remember the sign said St. Peter's, part of St. Peter's College. So I'm not sure what this is anymore. Yeah, it's part of Long Path. It's right by the highway. It's Palisades Interstate Parkway. Now it's really dark. The camera's not even picking it up. I'm on a little boardwalk built by it's a shame. This is a really nice part of the trail. Alright, so not too many videos from here on out. I do have some videos from a previous hike I'll probably mix in here. Hey, this is a nice little boardwalk Eagle Scout made as part of his project. And it wasn't too long ago, a few years. It's a little muddy. You usually see a lot of deer in this area, so I'm trying to make a little noise so I don't want to scare anybody, freak them out. A lot of water over here, really muddy and slippery, so phone goes back in the pocket. Once I got off onto the road, off Long Path, I made a right on the road. That's Dykeman Hill Road, and you can't see it because it's too dark here. It's pretty nice. There's cliffs. It's a road that goes through the cliffs. I'm just going to jog down here. I'm not going to take the trail down, just take the road down the whole way through, and then jog to Rostock, and that's where the light is. That's the Englewood Cliffs Marina, the boat basin, little picnic area. All the boats are out of the water now, so can't capture any good views. I don't have a tripod to make any nighttime photography. Never been down this part of the park at night before. You can't really see anything over there, but there's the marina. Can't really see that much either. Alright, so it's pretty dark now. You can see the city lights, the river. I'm on Shore Trail, just past the boat basin. And I hate that it's so dark. And I bring a flashlight, and it's so muddy. About a mile away from the boat base, by a mile away from Rostock, which is maybe a 15-minute walk, and probably be jogging it. I don't know, maybe I'll walk it just because I can't see the trail. I don't want to hurt myself. Alright, I'll do some walking. I know I was here a couple days ago, so I know where the muddy parts are, and I don't want to slip on the rocks near the water, because the Hudson River's right here. And even though today's pretty warm, the river's pretty cold. So I'm on Shore Trail now, and never been hiking here in the dark before, and it's definitely night now. Not too many things to worry about here except the mud and getting hurt. Someone does know where I am. See the bridge over there? That's what I'm trying to get to, that area. Right along the Hudson River. And here's a set of stairs by these rocks here. They used to go into the river. It used to be a little beach area. People used to swim in the Hudson River, which is nice, back in the 50s, and then there was the whole issue with PCBs, with GE, and the river's getting better, thanks to the people who have been fighting for that, a Clearwater Sloop and that whole foundation. And what's that musician's name who started that? Big part of why it's getting better. But you can't really eat a lot of fish from here. You can't swim in here. Well, I guess you can swim in here. I've been kayaking in here before. And this where it gets really muddy. Well, it's not so bad here, but yeah, the next few bits of area it's really muddy. I didn't expect to be out here this late. But kind of needed the exercise, and it's a pretty safe park. It's a safe neighborhood. Not a lot of animals to worry about. Snakes, I guess, but I've never seen a snake here. Not the deer. I've almost been stampeded by deer once on this trail. Like they usually more speak to me than I am of them. And we were expecting people. A bunch of ducks or geese. Can't tell, it's dark. Some red fox. Really small ones. I don't think there's any coyotes or anything. There might be coyote once in a while, but little bench there. Someone built that recently. Alright, so it's a little dry, so we do some jogging. Alright, getting close. You see Rostock right there under the bridge. A little creepy here. Yeah. Really familiar with this park, so not too worried, but yeah, not you know, the nicest hike. I don't know, being alone in the woods at night. Feels a little creepy. I'm worried about, I hope I don't have a problem getting out of the park. Hope that I'm close off Englewood Cliffs. I don't think they do, but there's some lights at the picnic area. You can see that car over there, or somewhere coming back from that road over there. I don't hope I don't get a ticket. I don't know what they do. I've never been here this late before. There's still cars in the area, so that's not a bad sign, hopefully. I don't know. Shit, is that the cop? Oh, a deer. Hey. Hey, deer. I'm over here. Shit. Deer. Hey. I don't want to freak you out, man. Listen, I'm gonna pass. Hey, I'm right behind you. Okay? Don't freak out. I don't want to scare you. I know. It's a little weird. It's alright, man. there another one over there? No. You know, deers aren't really a threat, but they're big, heavy animals, and if they get spooked out, you know. Ah, shit, the cop's right there, near where I parked. Alright, I'm gonna do some running. Alright, this is the end. Alright, we're at the picnic area. Yeah, it's a cop. I'm over here! Alright. Wait, I can't hear you. Yeah, I know. I didn't pay attention to the time. I guess the deer in headlights. See, they didn't freeze.